سلام دوباره بر شما دوستان و آشنایان. امیدواریم که در آغوش گرم خانواده خودتون با یک استکان چای یا یک فنجان قهوه حضور به هم رسانده باشیم و بتونیم دقایقی رو با هم باشیم و ما ادامه برنامه‌ای رو که شروع کردیم راجع به سفر کشیشی که از اوریگون آمدن و برای زیارت امام حسین رفتن و از این چیزی ساختن، برنامه ساختن که اینو ما در 3 قسمت داریم برنامه رو پخش میکنیم که شما ببینید و بعضی وقتا وسطش یه ذره وای میسیم که اگر سوالی چیزی باشه بتونیم به شما جواب بدیم. انشالله خیر باشه. بقیه رو تماشا کنیم ما با هم.
A walk from Najaf to Karbala is not easy. It is wall to wall, people in the desert heat. But walking does offer time for reflection. It was important to me to do the walk, even more so than to make a movie. This was a spiritual visit for me. I'm glad I made the choice to do the walk rather than focus on making a movie about the walk. It gave me the opportunity for self reflection. What is my life about? Where do I stand? For whom do I speak? I met a man from India, and we walked together for about 90 minutes. I don't remember his name, but we talked about everything from religion to politics to life. It was a breath of fresh air to be able to have conversations about things that matter with someone from the other side of the world. It was one of many gifts I received on this road to Karbala.
As we have been making this walk, continuously we have been thinking that, or looking around, that everyone is walking in one direction, which is towards Karbala, which is towards Imam Hussein. And I think it's very symbolic and metaphorical that even in our lives, um, the duration that we are in this world, we all need to be walking in one direction, which is in our belief, which is Najat, which is to uh, be free of this world and be with Imam Hussein and all the Ahlul and all the prophets, and be with God. And the way to do that is to have that singular focus in one direction towards the truth, towards the, even in the Quran, which says that you be on the right path, be on the righteous path. And this feels like that's what we are on. We are on this righteous path. Everyone is moving in that same direction. Everyone has this dedication. Everyone has this intense love for Imam Hussein, which is drawing them all. We saw young and old and people who can't walk, they don't have shoes. Doesn't matter. They're all going there. There's some kind of love which is drawing them in.
On the second night, we stayed at the Bab Hussein Mokib. Again, 2 people gave up their mats for us. This is a huge mokib with sleeping accommodations for 4,500 people. Karbala, Iraq, is not a wealthy city. The electricity goes off and on, the water is bottled, yet the city receives 15 million people during a 2-week period. It's as if the streets themselves expand.
You know, when the companion of Jesus came to him and they wanted to see a sign, and they said, "Show us a sign." And the sign was the table spread, the Last Supper, we call it. And from a piece of bread, he was able to feed how many people? We see it here, the same thing. The same thing here. You will see that these people throughout the year don't got nothing. And even myself, I ask myself this question: how, when it comes to Arba'in, how can these people host 40 million, 30 million people? Like you said, the sewage is bad, the roads are bad. I mean, the infrastructure is bad, but you will see that in this walk, this 2 weeks or week of people coming here, you will see that everything is free. They give their houses, they give every little thing that they got, they give it. How is a miracle from God? This is something that is unexplainable, just like the table spread, and I mean, I this is something that buzzes my head every time, just thinking how many animals they killed, how many food they give, how many water they give. And then you will see after Arba'in, they go back to suffering. But when it comes to Arba'in, it's like you will think that everybody in Iraq is rich.
You don't make the visitation, the ziyarat, without an invitation. It is important that the imam invites you and that the imam grants permission. So all of the visitors, all 15 million plus, are believed to have been invited. No visitor is unwelcome. No visitor is anything less than a blessed beloved of Allah. Of course you feed them. Of course you shelter them. Of course you care for their needs. You love them because they are on a divine mission, a sacred journey in which they will be blessed, be a blessing to the world, and you will have a part in that. Not because there's anything extra special about you, but because, inshallah, you do it for the love of Hussein alayhi salam. The people of Iraq know this. Whether you are making the ziyarat or serving those who do, it is a divine interplay, an unchoreographed dance of love. But lest we get caught up in the romance of it, let us remember, who is this imam who invites visitors from all over the entire world? Imam Hussein alayhi salam refused to submit to the authority of Yazid, who he believed to be unjust. Hussein refused to allow Islam to be directed by tyrants with small minds and large greed. His brutal slaughter and the slaughter of his 72 companions on the plains of Karbala 1400 years ago was a tragedy of cosmic significance. But it was something else. It is a victory. It is a tragedy that repeats itself all over the world, and it is a victory in the hearts of those who will not allow that tragedy to be the final word on the matter. The invitation to visit Hussein alayhi salam is the invitation from his own lips. As the battle ended and Hussein faced his own end, he called out to the world, to future generations, "Is there anyone who will help me?" The response is from any in the world, regardless of religion or culture or language. Labbaik, ya Hussein. Here I am, Hussein.
Hussein is the name of justice. Hussein is the name of sacrifice. Hussein is the name of braveness. Hussein is our symbol. Hussein is our passion. Hussein is our love.
Labbaik, ya Hussein. Here I am, Hussein, can mean so many things in a world that is soaked in the blood of injustice. It can mean that I will bear witness to what I think is true, what I think is just, what I think is good, even if it means I will have to give up my own life. I will fight the Yazids of the world on behalf of the poor, even if the odds are 30,000 to 72. Inshallah.
There's a phrase that we hear from the story as we grow up, and it's every day is Ashura and every land is Karbala. And I think that is one of the most powerful reminders for how timeless this story actually is. It's reminding us that every day is Ashura. So Ashura being the day that Imam Hussein was killed. Every single day, there are people losing their lives or facing oppression in one way or another. And every land is Karbala. It's happening everywhere in the world, even here in Portland, in the United States, in the developed countries. There's oppression happening everywhere and in every single generation.
I don't want to leave with a false impression. I was embraced, but that should not be mistaken for it's all good. It's not all good. The United States has rained destruction and death on Iraq. Millions in Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria, Libya, Palestine have died and are still dying because of the United States and its misguided foreign policy and its support of Saudi Arabia and Israel. War drums continue to beat against Iran for no good reason. I came as an ambassador. I hope others will come. I hope American media will come. I hope other Christian pastors will come. Come and see what is happening. Talk with real people and be advocates of true peace, peace that comes from justice. The most emotional moment for me was when I was able to swim through the bodies to touch the lattice work that is above the grave of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I couldn't quite reach it. A hand took mine and pushed it against the lattice work. I looked at the person who helped me. Our eyes met, and I felt a surge of emotion. It was as if Imam Hussein alayhi salam was calling me to give myself for truth. I'm a Christian pastor, but because of my encounter with Imam Hussein alayhi salam, I have received a renewed faith in the work of Jesus and Hussein, peace be upon them both, for justice and truth. Jesus and Hussein are brothers. They are one. If the human race is going to survive, we all must be one.
چند لحظه به من فرصت بدید که ما بریم و باز برگردیم خدمت شما باشیم.